Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. We had some great games last night, man. Steph Curry dropped 62 points. Steph Curry is back. He dropped 62 points. And his sidekick, Draymond Green, dropped 1. Draymond Green had 1 point. Now, to his credit, he did play good defense. He had 8 assists and he had a few rebounds. The only reason why, he was on my cardio list. He was about to get put on there, but the Warriors won and Steph Curry had 62. So I said, you know what? Draymond also had 8 assists, so I'm not gonna put him on my cardio watch list today. But anyway, also we want to say thank you to all the people who's been liking the videos. All the people who subscribe to the channel, all our newcomers, we're grateful. We're so thankful that you are here with us, right? So thank you for joining the Pickpocket family. Thank you for joining the Pickpocket family. Please continue to like, comment, and share. We need all the feedback we can get. We're trying to provide as much value to you guys as possible. So please continue to like, share, and comment on the videos. And thank you for subscribing, all our new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Without further ado, let's get into our suggestions and our analysis for tonight's games. Strategies and lineups for January 4th. We recommend that you take out your cellular device and please take a picture of this page. You're going to see all these symbols throughout this presentation, and it is very important to know the definition of all of these symbols. It will be very easy for you to follow along if you take a picture of all of these symbols and these definitions for these symbols. It would just be very easy for you to follow along so you don't have to go back and forth. Top 5 from tonight's slate by position. Point guards, Trae Young. Shooting guard, Chris Middleton. Small forward, Jaylen Brown. Power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Center, Joel Embiid. If you can somehow get 2 to 4 of these players, please do so. These are the main guys we expect to have a great night tonight if they stay out of foul trouble and of course if they stay injury free. So if you could get 2 to 4, and if you can even get 5, if you get all 5 of these guys, if you find a way to construct that lineup, hey, kudos to you. At the point guards, we're really suggesting that you look at Stephen Curry and De'Aaron Fox. That has the potential to be a very high scoring game. Both Stephen Curry and De'Aaron Fox are high usage. They're stat machines. So we're banking on Steph Curry to have a great night. As you can see, he dropped 60 yesterday. I repeat that again. He dropped 60 yesterday. So he may come back this night. He may not drop 60, but he may drop 40, which is a great night for FanDuel. Also, De'Aaron Fox is a really great player. He's a really great scorer. He's going to pass the ball. He's going to get assists, and etc. So please look at Stephen Curry, and also Trae Young has the potential to go bonkers. He's going against New York. Nobody can stop him. If New York keeps the game close, Trae Young is going to play even longer, which is going to be good for us or good for you if you have Trae Young. Nobody on that team can stop him. Trae Young has been playing out of his mind. As you can see, he's averaging 43.73 in FPPG. So please get Trae Young if possible. And the rest of these guards are also great point guards that you can pick up for your lineup. All right, more point guards that you should be looking at. Now, I want you to look at Lonzo Ball. Now, Lonzo Ball is very inconsistent. He's going against the Indiana Pacers. He's going to have Malcolm Brogdon on him. Malcolm Brogdon is a very solid defender. Now, here's the thing with Lonzo that you have to understand. And you can go look at his stats. Like, don't just quote me. Look at his stats. Lonzo is very inconsistent. He's either going to play really well or he's going to be atrocious. Like, there is no middle ground. Like, he's either going to play really well or he's going to be atrocious. So that's up to you. If you want to take that gamble, be my guest. He's definitely a solid pick, but you have to understand that aspect that he's either going to play really well for you or he's going to be atrocious out there, and he's not going to do nothing for you as far as FPPG. So please think about that aspect of it. Also, Drew Holiday is going against Detroit, and if you've been following our channel for a while, we've always preached that Detroit do not defend point guards or shooting guards well at all. Like, point guards and shooting guards go bonkers against Detroit. So we're definitely suggesting that you look at Drew Holiday, and he only costs $6,400 in salary, and this, which is crazy. And Terry Rozier costs $7,100 in salary, and as you can see, Drew Holiday has a slightly better average than Terry Rozier, and Drew Holiday is cheaper. So that's really something to really think about and look at. Drew Holiday is definitely the best pickup on this particular page here, simply because Detroit's defense when it comes to point guards are atrocious. You can look it up for yourself. Shooting guards. This is tricky. SGA, also known as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name. He's a strong player and can easily get his average of 35.43 FDPG. But it would depend on which Jimmy Butler the Heat get. He struggled in his game back. We're not high on him when you got Middleton, who has a much better matchup, and it's the same price and likely to provide more. Very important there. Also, Van Vliet has to start because they play a Boston team on a back-to-back. And although he likely has their best defender on him, he should be good enough to surpass his salary value. I apologize for the grammatical error there. That should be a duh. Also, shooting guards. Our favorites on this page is Sexton, Wiggins, and Ross. Now, it's the same game. It's a chance of a high scoring game. Terrence Ross is always good value. He only costs $5,700 in salary, and he's going to give you decent FPPG. We strongly advise you to look at Ross if you're looking for somebody to give you good value with cheap salary. Small forwards. Harris finally got that star from us. He's been consistent in his numbers all season. For his salary, he gets just enough to satisfy that. Tomorrow he's going to have Hayward, who slipped a bit. Understand that Jaylen Brown is part of a big two in Boston that requires them both to get their numbers, with not just scoring but also assists and steals, blocks, everything, all the stats. Honestly, they have a big load to carry. Picking him for that salary is never a bad idea. Moving on, Ingram's lowest scoring game is 30 FDP this season. He's easily gotten close to 40 or over it. They'll need all he can give against Indiana. So we are expecting Brandon Ingram to have a big night. Indiana is a very feisty team. They're a very tough team. We definitely think Ingram's going to have a big night if he stays out of foul trouble and stays injury-free. And he only costs $8,400 in salary. Take advantage of that now because he's another guy who may possibly go up in the future. Small forwards. Again, we aren't sold on Jeremy Grant against Giannis. Bucks shoot and defend the three-point line well. Now, Jeremy Grant, he is a solid pickup, but like we said, he is going against the Bucks. The Bucks, they play really great defense. Now, Blake Griffin may or may not play. This will be a back-to-back for the Detroit Pistons, so there's a chance Blake may sit out, which can open things up for Jeremy Grant. So take that into consideration, and also watch to see if Blake sits or not. Because the good thing is, if Blake sits, Jeremy Grant may still shoot the ball horrifically, but if he makes 10 field goals and takes 37 shots, even though that's a bad shooting night, that can still give you decent FPPG. So please keep that in mind. DeAndre Hunter, we had to mention Hunter. He plays the second most minutes next to Trae Young. He shoots well and provides a small dose of stats in every other category. New York will provide plenty of that for him. Possibly the best value option. New York is second in fantasy points allowed to the position, but you aren't getting Hunter to score in the 40s. Anywhere between 25 to 30 is a good night for his salary. Power forwards. Giannis is no explanation. It's the Pistons, and he may struggle with the length of Plumlee, but their shooting opens up everything for Giannis. We expect Giannis to have a big night. He's Giannis Antetokounmpo going against the Detroit Pistons. Especially if Blake doesn't play, Giannis is going to dominate. Key matchup is the key matchup that we're really looking at is Sabonis versus Zion. They might duel it out. Sabonis is better stretching the floor. Both can finish at and around the basket. It's worth noting Sabonis hasn't scored under Zion's average at all this season. Let me repeat that again. Sabonis hasn't scored under Zion's average at all this season. All right, power forwards continue. These are all great players as well. Quick notes, like I said on the previous slide. Blake Griffin is on a back-to-back, and he may sit come tomorrow. We don't know for sure, but Blake Griffin hasn't really been playing on back-to-backs. He has a lot of lingering injuries. So please keep that in mind when constructing your lineup. Also, if you look at Pascal Siakam, Siakam is a bit pricey considering he was benched recently and terrible the next game. So Siakam is in a little slump. He costs $7,200 in salary. It's definitely a big gamble. We don't know when Siakam is going to hit his stride again. They're going against a tough Boston team. So he definitely is a good player, but you're taking a risk. He has been in a little slump lately, and they're going against Boston. So that's up to you. If you have enough money to get him and you want to take the risk, be my guest. Centers. Charlotte allows 53 fantasy points and Embiid averages 48 FDP. Also, he played 26 minutes 2 games ago and put together a 40 FDP night. He is the main option for them, and when he has the size/talent advantage, it's a long night for whoever's guarding him. Drummond and Vekovic is very tricky though. Drummond has played well, but against skilled centers, he doesn't put up his average. Against Miles Turner, he scored 10 less than his average. Vekovic is definitely better than Turner. Vekovic is also underpriced for someone who hasn't had under 37 FDP this season. This matchup, we say go with the less expensive Vekovic and spend elsewhere than the expensive Andre Drummond. Centers. More centers. Follow the icons. But Capella is really cheap considering he will have the best matchup against a New York team that's ranked low in points given to centers. We hold pause on Turner. He burnt us last game. Holmes and Plumlee are the essential value players. You just need someone to fill in the roster and provide good points. All right, mock lineup number 1. This is a very, very good lineup. This is a very solid lineup. Feel free to use this lineup as a base and substitute who you see fit. Mock lineup number 2. This is also a very solid lineup. Feel free to use 90% of this lineup and substitute who you see fit. Remember, mock lineups are meant to provide a base for your roster. You can fill in where you think other picks would do better. If you do use our lineup as a base, please leave a comment on one of our videos and tell us how that lineup did. We would love to hear your feedback. I'm sorry, I choked on my spit. But we would love to hear your feedback. So please leave a comment and tell us how that lineup did so we can provide more value to you in future videos. And please like, subscribe, comment your suggestions or questions. And thank you for choosing the Pickpocket DFS.